it's Amber. You may notice we're in a bit of a different environment today. We've got a lovely hot chocolate here, and I'm also in my pyjama as well, kind of comfy clothes. And that is because we have got a bit of a different video. So, like a few days ago, I was on a live stream on my Instagram, and suddenly, somehow, I don't know how, we got onto the topic of like mental health, and people were saying how it really helped them to hear like me talk about it and have that kind of support system. And someone suggested doing a few YouTube videos on it, so I thought, why not? Like, why not do that? So this is kind of like an introduction to the series. I'm going to note all the information about the series in the description, like when I'm going to be uploading and stuff like that, topics, stuff like that. Like I said, all in the description, so check that out. So this kind of start video is to basically just address the whole mental health situation. So it's kind of going to be a bit bittersweet. We've got some kind of like depressing facts, but they're not as depressing as they seem. We're gonna get through it together. So basically, the reason why I want to do this series is because, having spoken to people, you quickly realise how many people are struggling with mental health issues, either similar to you or not similar to you. And it's a bit disturbing. It's a bit scary really when you find out how many people are actually struggling in the world with these kind of issues. And at the same time, it's also quite reassuring. Sometimes when you feel really rubbish about yourself, you kind of work yourself up and you manage to convince yourself that you're the only one who feels like this. No one will ever understand, it's never going to get better, it's impossible to improve because no one's ever done it before, because no one's ever dealt with anything you have, and it's awful. You're the only person who understands and you're going to die. And that's it. And that's how I felt. Basically, this series and this video is just to reassure you that you are not alone, and there are many, many people who are going through the same thing as you. In fact, I've got a fact. Okay, so to put it into perspective, right now, on this world, currently, like at this very second that I'm speaking, there are 450 million people who are struggling or suffering from a mental health issue, which is an insane number. Like an insane number. It's quite scary because that is a lot of people, and when you're kind of going through something difficult in terms of mental health, it feels awful. It feels like the whole world has been taken over by it, and to think that like 450 million people are feeling like that is scary. But at the same time, like I said earlier, in the nicest way, it's also quite reassuring that you're not the only person. If you think about it, if you think that you feel really, really bad in terms of mental health, and no one else felt like that in the world, everyone was completely fine in the world, it would be so much more scary, and like you couldn't do it. You just couldn't do it. As humans, we live off each other and we react to each other and we care for one another and we're there for one another. That was like a poem. And basically we couldn't do this life without each other, and that is why I'm here for you guys. Like, this is why this series is going on. Like, whenever I've had a problem, I've always spoke to people about it, and they have been the thing that has got me through. And I want to be there for people, and I want not for just me to be there for you guys, I want you all to be there for each other as well. You know, we can get like some DM groups going or something like that, because I think that would be really nice. Also, I just want to let you know that you don't have to have a diagnosed mental health issue. You do not have to go to the doctors and, you know, get a blood test and all that to suffer with a mental health struggle. Literally anything can be a mental health struggle. You might be feeling stressed, you might be feeling worried, you might be feeling like sad or down or angry. That doesn't mean that you have anxiety, that doesn't mean that you have depression, but equally that doesn't mean that it's irrelevant. It doesn't mean that you don't need help from time to time. Don't feel like you either should or should not be here and watching this video because you suffer with a mental health issue or you don't suffer with a mental health issue. I'm just here generically. Another thing is, I'm definitely not a doctor. you know, but I have dealt with some of these things myself, so I can only give advice, and advice is actually pretty good, I would say. You know, I like giving advice and I like receiving advice. And may I just say, let me just get my hot chocolate. Not being funny, but my friends have probably like helped me more than any doctor has. I guess what makes this series relevant and current is the fact that 75% of mental illnesses start in childhood, so below the age of 18, which is kind of scary because debatably children or kids or my age or whatever are kind of the most vulnerable. As much as we hate to admit it, we're also the most dependent, as we would be because we are young and we are less experienced in life, and inevitably we rely on people who are more experienced in life, which makes sense, right? Like, it's nothing to be ashamed of, but we will struggle with mental illnesses or maybe find it more difficult to deal with mental illnesses than grown-ups. However, that is not to say grown-ups don't struggle. I don't know, because I'm actually not a grown-up myself. I know they do, but all I can speak from is like a kid's perspective. Also about this series is if you've ever been to a doctor or like a school nurse or something about mental illnesses, you will know that the waiting list to get help or counselling or therapy or whatever it may be is on average 10 years, which is insane. You know, some might be less, some might be more, but on average it's 10 years to get proper help, which, like I said, is insane. And when you're if you are really, really struggling, you can't wait 10 years, and just simply won't do. And like I said, I'm no substitute for a doctor or a therapist or whatever it is, but I think it's good to speak about these things and kill the stigma. So this is hopefully what this series is going to do. I want to talk to you guys about issues. I've already got suggestions, I've already got so many video ideas that I want to do, and hopefully we can have loads of like discussions in the comment section, on DMs, stuff like that. I just want to talk about it more and I want to be there for you guys. Basically, I am just really passionate about speaking about mental health and helping people that struggle. I feel like over the past few years I've definitely helped people who are close to me, who have been suffering, and I've also helped myself, and I think that if I can do that, maybe I can help some of you, and I think that you might be able to help me, and we can all help each other, and I just want this to be one lovely big community, and that is why we're all cozy. I'm not down for these sitting up videos. I'm sat up, aren't I? I just mean, it's gonna be cozy. We got hot chocolate, we got a candle. I'm a full believer and we should just live life to the fullest, and it's quite, it's quite controversial of me to say, because when I was feeling really down, I definitely wasn't like that at all, and I completely can empathise and understand with people who don't feel that way, because I didn't feel that way, and that is okay, and I'm not going to force any opinion on anyone, but I'm just here to help basically see the bright side, and that's all I can really ask for. So one shocking fact that I found out while I was researching for this video was that people with severe mental illnesses don't always, but can die between 10 and 20 years earlier than the general population, which is just a massive number. And I think people forget that you don't have to just die from an illness that is physical, like a disease. Mental illnesses can take a toll on you just as much as physical illnesses, and it's just shocking, really. It really is shocking, and I just really want to do something about it. Obviously I'm not going to be able to change the world, but maybe together we can. Who knows? Someone's got to do it. Someone's got to be a first to change the world. Maybe it could be us. But anyway, that was really it for this video. It was just more of an introduction to this series, letting you know that it's going to be happening. Please comment topics or subjects or ideas that you want me to speak about or give advice on, or whatever you may want. If you're not comfortable doing it in the comments, just go to my Insta and DM me on my Twitter, and that will all be in the description. So I hope you enjoyed those facts. Just to let you know, they are all 100% official facts. They are from the BBC and mind.org and mentalhealth.org. So they're all definitely reliable facts. I just hope you enjoyed this introduction, and like I said, I am going to be doing a lot of these videos. I feel very passionate about it. So hopefully we can get at least one up a week, if not 2 or 3. Yeah, I hope that we can all help each other. Sending all my love, all my hands there. Just a reminder that any of you can DM me whenever you like, if you're feeling not so great, or if you're feeling great, I don't mind. I'm down for a chat. But I hope you enjoyed this first video. Love you guys. Mwah.